Hello. Yesterday, Antoni Gaudi, the great Catalan architect, died on the 10th of June. Today is the 11th of June. I'm one day late, but I will make two presentations about this truly important architect. And I thought of starting with a specific part of his work, the ceramic tiles, because I think Antoni Gaudi, from his time and his place, is challenging us to change our habits, to welcome spontaneity, to welcome colors, to welcome even broken glass or broken, plates, to be playful, mainly to be playful. This is something we don't do. We are afraid like hell of playing. We do not enjoy bringing joy into architecture, and I think this is terrible. So let's look. This will be a short presentation with fragments of his work done in with ceramic tiles. We know, of course, but here I have 60 images or so showing the richness, the plastic enticement that this work brings to us, and this childlike preoccupation with again, with spontaneity, with joy, with colors, with non-conformism, with the beauty of the world, the beauty of art. Why is it that we don't do such things any longer? Because we don't. Who would do in an architecture school today, at least in this country, who would think of breaking some plates and attach them to a white wall? In my opinion, none. And certainly not the professors. But here we are dealing with an architect who didn't care about the school, who didn't care about the recommendations of professors, and who followed his instincts. And I think, I could have shown 300 or 500 or 1,000 different pictures just with fragments of his buildings done with ceramic tiles. And I think no one could contest that there is beauty here. The richness of the wall, these mosaics, done ad hoc. Of course, he didn't make plans for this. He didn't make working drawings for this. He just allowed some craftsmen and artists to play with these ceramic tiles and at their free will. And this is what he got. And what he got is beautiful. Why don't we do such things? Because we are stiff. We are so full of ourselves. We are architects. We are serious. We are not children. We are not supposed to be playing. We are not supposed to work with broken tiles. My God, my God. How could we attach broken tiles to our magnificent white concrete walls? Well, that's not what Antoni Gaudi thought and felt. And bravo to him. I mean, in 1 square meter of one of his buildings, there is more visual richness and more plastic beauty than in a whole building done by us, or many buildings done by us, because we forgot to play, we forgot to be childlike, and we forgot to enjoy color, spontaneity, randomness, because there is randomness here, of course. Again, do you think he made a plan for everything? No, of course not. So, Antoni Gaudi, who died on the 10th of June. Today is the 11th of June, but we didn't forget him. I didn't present him yesterday because there were two other architects and I didn't want to squeeze him, together with two other architects on the same day. But today we'll dedicate the whole day to him. I mean, the whole time of the presentation. These are just fragments of some of his buildings. And, I'm not even showing the buildings. I'm only showing these plastic works done by employing ceramic tiles. ceramic tiles were used in architecture from the oldest of times. Do we do this today? Very rarely. Very, very, very rarely. But I think there is a great potential to bring back ceramic tiles into the modern architecture. And there are a few people who actually do it. You don't have to do it in the way Antoni Gaudi did it. It can be done in many ways. But the ceramic tiles, I think, add something to the buildings because they are very versatile. They are earth, so they connect the building with the earth. We cannot say the same thing about concrete. And you can express a sense of wonder through colors, through forms, through shapes, through the very material, which is earth. Also, I think it's important to contemplate the beauty of randomness, because you can do architecture, and there are some excellent examples of randomness in the architecture of today. You don't have to plan everything. You can allow for spontaneous interventions, maybe within a strategy, but very generic. So again, who would have thought of attaching plates to the facade of a building? Antoni Gaudi did. Now, yes, there are a lot of broken plates here. I don't know, he got them, he broke them specifically for this, or he found them broken. Also, I would say there is great potential here for what we call sustainability, recycling. We recycle things. You can cover a building with things, found objects. They don't have to be just ceramic tiles. They could be something else. But look, this is an artwork in itself, just this fragment. It's an artwork. If this was painted by a painter, the painter probably would have deserved to be very well known and applauded. The amazing Antoni Gaudi, and also the amazing people who helped him, because he didn't work alone. The Persians used, ceramic tiles magnificently, so magnificently that Frank Lloyd Wright, who didn't express his admiration very often, he did express his towards the blue domes of the Persians. Also, in Muslim architecture, in the architecture of Islam, you can find beautiful examples of the usage of ceramic tiles. Not in this way used, but in a way they were tools employed to honor God and the beauty of the world. But these are in their own way, and it's clear this is a modern work because of the randomness of the placement of the ceramic fragments. The purpose is the same: to honor the richness of nature and the richness of the world, the richness of life, plastically through beauty. I make no secret. I am tired of the white walls which are so promoted still, and I'm also very tired of the the models made in architecture schools, all white, polyester, white, and white again. But the world is not white. Nature is not white. Why do we do everything in white? Why? Of course, white could be a sign of purity, but let's not be demagogical about it. And that's not the reason, actually, we employ so much whiteness. Not in quest for purity, no. There is more purity here, in my opinion, than in our sterile white walls. Because here is the innocence of the playing child. That's what it is. A butterfly, to attach a butterfly to a concrete white wall of modernity, no one would think about this. We would say it's old-fashioned, it's sentimental, it's naive. That's how we think. But on the other hand, what architect of today would be called the servant of God, as Gaudi was called? Yes, the servant of God. And about this, I will talk next. I admire very much Antoni Gaudi for his, unending quest for being true to himself and true to his, art without compromises. You can imagine that he had difficulties in school, such a strong personality, such a artistic volcano of imagination. No wonder that now the church is thinking of sanctifying him. He didn't need to be sanctified. But there are voices, and I think already some procedures came into being to sanctify Antoni Gaudi. Yes, it is a fantastic architecture, but the fantastic is part of reality. Those who think that reality is only cerebral and logical and with straight lines and 90 degrees angles are wrong. Reality, as Fyodor Dostoevsky well knew, includes the fantastic. The fantastic is part of architecture. Yes, part of architecture, but larger than this is part of reality. Dream is part of reality. Nightmare is part of reality. Okay, so now I would like to have a short talk with you about color and ceramic tiles in today's architecture, if you don't mind.